Hi, welcome back to our channel. My name is Jordan from Gillard Studios, and today I want to talk to you about a new light modifier that we bought. So I'm going to unbox here in a second. We've got a couple of things coming up that we needed this for, and I've actually wanted one for a while, but I can never justify spending the few £100s on one without knowing if it would actually work for the things that we need it for. So I thought, hey, why not go to Amazon and buy a cheaper one, use that, and if it's any good, I'll have one, but then also I'll know I can justify going out and buying kind of a better one. So the product I'm talking about is an optical snoot type, whatever it is. Basically it's a focused light. It focuses your light beams. It's got a lens on the front. You can sharpen the edges or you can blur them, so your shadows will either be like tack sharp or they'll be like really feathered. So yeah, I got this on Amazon. This was about £100. You can get them, they're a little bit more expensive, with an adapter on the front. So this bit is actually built in on this one, but you can get this with a lens mount, so you can put your lenses on there. So obviously different focal lengths will look different, and does the same thing though. But yeah, got this one because it was cheap. So let's get into unboxing it. If you didn't read the box, by the way, this is the AMBITFUL AL-18 Pro. I'll put a link down in the description if anyone's interested, if it's any good. So yeah, out of the box, it's really, there we go, there it is. So the first thing that has actually surprised me is I thought this was going to be very plasticky, but it is really solid. It's got a good weight to it. Comes with a lens cap, so that's always a bonus. To protect the lens. Yeah, so first impressions of this, really quality build. So if we pull this out, this is where you'd put your gobos, the little kind of light shaping tools, and then you just slide that back in there. Now it does come with, in fact, I did open these earlier to double check. So it does come with gobos. So these are the things you would put in to shape your light. So you have like kind of Venetian blinds. There's a circular kind of wallpaper pattern. So this is going to be used for throwing kind of backgrounds and things on models or products. So if we were doing like a creative kind of portrait shoot, we'd probably use maybe like the window. There's a window one in here, I know there is. Like this, I don't know if you can see if I come in a little bit closer. So it's like a window with some blinds, so you would use that. Yeah, there's loads of different things you can use them for. Products are particularly cool. Let's have a look in here. This one I think is, yeah, coloured filter set, so we can gel the light, and it's got a little adapter so you can screw them on. Yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, we'll go and try this out, and then I can kind of show you in action. So let's jump to that. So here we are with the optical attachment on a light. There was one thing that I was going to talk about with this being a problem, still a problem. I thought it was a problem with this, actually it was my problem. So when I was mounting this to the light, it wouldn't go on. Like no matter what I did, it wouldn't go on. So how I got it on was I took the light fitting off of the back, mounted that, and then put this back on and screwed it in. And what I didn't realize was happening when I did this was the bulb inside is quite large, and it was touching. So there's a piece of glass here, and then obviously here and here. So it was touching that piece of glass. So what you need to do is be kind of careful that it will fit your lights. Like, I'm not too bothered about it. It's not really going to affect me that much. Although the light is really close. What I am going to do is put a bit of rubber, like a little bit of thick rubber in between. So I'll mount it to this, so it just gives it that, like, it acts as a washer, like a little spacer, so the bulb's got room off the glass inside. So that's point one. Other than that, everything's cool. I'll turn it on now. I've got the beam focused to its sharpest point, so if I just grab a gobo, if I take this out, look, the edges are going to feather a little bit because obviously there's now no shape inside the lens. So if I just put a little gobo in here and then slide it in, there we go, we'll get the shape projected onto the background. So now if I wanted to feather this out a little bit more, get the edges to fade out, make it a little bit, you know, less prominent, and just wind it back, so like this. And then if I go the other way, we're going to sharpen it back up. Obviously, the bigger you want it to go, the further back your light needs to go. The smaller you want it to go, the closer you need to go. And then obviously you can like readjust then the sharpness, so everything's got its own point. So if I was to take this back all the way over here now, this is going to get quite big. So yeah, that's pretty much the first look at the optical projector lens snoot thing that we've got going on. If you've got any questions, if you want to know more about them, let me know and I'll try and answer all your questions, because I've been looking for one of these for about 7 years that I could afford. So I've just picked this up, so I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so hopefully you like that little demonstration of what it does. So I will say, other than for it's again really good build quality, really hefty. I think it'll stand the test of time. Other than for, and it's kind of a me problem, I didn't check the dimensions to see if the bulb would fit. The other one thing I think is the downside is on the more expensive ones, where you've got the gobo holder, sometimes you can have like sort of different like aperture blades inside that you can manually, so some of the shapes that we've got maybe a strip, and you can kind of make the strip with those and then also use this as well. But I mean, it's no big deal, because if we ever need to use like a strip, we can always just use a strip gobo that we've got. But yeah, that's the one thing that I would say lets this down. And because it's a fixed lens, you can't zoom. So if you did have one where you could put your own lens on, obviously you could put a zoom lens on, so you can kind of zoom the light as you need it, whereas with this you kind of limited to how much space you've got to move the light back or forward. But other than that, yeah, I'm really happy with it. There's a couple of things obviously I've got to do now to make it work 100% for me, such as put a spacer in. But yeah, really happy, and yeah, the link will be below. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.